the board has assisted because the DPP is required on any other matter to consult the board. So necessarily when it warrants, we go back to the board to get counsel on issues of human resource. And it is through that we have relooked at our human resource manuals, we have looked at our transfer policy, we have also relooked at our work environment. And the beauty of the board is that the PS Treasury is represented. That is at the ODPP's office. The PS Treasury is represented. The Attorney General is represented. The Judiciary is represented. The Kenya Police is represented. The Law Society is represented. So there is collegiality. And we are able to share our expertise and experience on how we can work together as a chain. The second question was a comment on government losing cases and what I would do. Mr. Speaker, sir, and members, there are reasons why people lose cases, not only the government. All of us lose cases one time or another for maybe these three reasons. One, it could be that you have a bad case. You will lose it. It could be that you have bad representation or inadequate representation. You could do that. You could also lose a case because the court has erred. In which case, if you feel aggrieved, you will go back to court, either for appeal or revision. You could also lose a case for any other reason. Any other reason? None of the above. So what I would do, if I'm losing a case because I have a bad case, it would be my responsibility as the Attorney General to make sure that before we go to court, I relook at the cases that we have. I try to mitigate the risk of going to court. And if possible, if I have a bad case, try to find other mechanisms of resolving the issue without going to court and incurring expenses to the government. And going forward, I would also say that it will be the responsibility of the Attorney General to advise ministries and MDAs on how they should deal with court matters such that the Attorney General is involved from the beginning. That is if I have a bad case. If I have inadequate or insufficient representation, I'll look at my capacity and the expertise that I have within the Office of the Attorney General. And this is exactly what we did in the Office of the DPP, because initially we had private counsel assisting us, but with the time, we relooked at the capacities that we have. We have to enhance the capacity of our state counsel, not only legally, but also their working environment and their terms and conditions of service. And we would also want to make sure that there is continuity and succession within the Office of the Attorney General. If I lose a case because the court has erred, I will go back to court on appeal on those issues. I may also go back to court on revision on issues that I think warrant revision. So going forward, if I am confirmed to this position, I will make sure that if I have a bad case, I look for mitigating factors, I do a risk assessment so that I protect the government. If I have insufficient or inadequate representation, I will make sure that wherever the government is to be defended in court, we have the correct people defending the government, we put our foot forward, and we act in the interest of justice. If I lose a case for any other reason, I have recourse to go to the JSC. Thank you.
Jeanette.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, Madam Nominee, in this